Hello, Virgo. So, this is your reading for July 2021. We have a visitor today. There's a tail right there. I don't know where she's. You feel free to jump down. She's probably going to be all over the place. So, I hope your June has been wonderful, Virgo. This reading is for anyone who resonates with the sign of Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, or if you're watching for someone else, or if you just happened upon this and didn't really care what the sign was and it's resonating with you. So whatever works. So I'm going to start off. With this lovely deck by my friend Cheryl Yambreck Rose. She has two beautiful decks. The cat's going to move the mouse. So I'm gonna, literally, the cat was moving the mouse. Okay. This is Isis. If she does come in front of the camera, she likes to be around when I'm doing stuff. All right, so I'm going to start with 3 cards to get us going to begin telling a story about what your July is going to be like, Virgo. And really what I've been getting for the other signs already is kind of from this full moon that we just had the other night up into the Lion's Gate, which is August 8th. And so it's that kind of 6-week period. So if you feel like you are already in this energy, then you are. Then you already are. But it's going to be kind of a past, present, future kind of layout. But it'll essentially be early July, mid-July, late July-ish. So obviously don't hold me to any dates on the calendar because it just doesn't work that way. So let's get 3 cards, please, Spirit, in the highest good of Virgo always, from the highest vibration of the cosmos. Let's get an early July, mid-July, late July story going, please. So, I'm loving it. Okay. So early July, which you may be feeling already. Fairy love, follow your heart. This beautiful couple. And all of these cards are very Glastonbury themed, Avalon themed. The creator of the deck lives part-time in Glastonbury and just loves the area. And these are all her original. She does full-size paintings, I believe, for every card before she, shrinks them down to cards. They're like full-size works of art. So follow your heart for early July. Mid-July is guard and protect the sacred waters of life. All right, they're also standing in the water. So lots of water coming through. And then late July up until the Lion's Gate, break free, regain your youth, and fly. That is a beautiful message. What a beautiful kind of place to head toward. So let's really kind of look into this. It's interesting. There's a tiny little pot at their feet that has the little all-seeing eye on it, carved on it. That is very interesting. But let me look at her. So look at her beautiful white flowy gown, very pure, speaking of divine feminine in its purest form. And then the divine masculine. I mean, for that time, right? This is just like the perfect couple. And so very much the balancing of divine feminine and divine masculine within your energy and without. You're going to start seeing it more, Virgo. In the people around you, in the world, you're going to start seeing a more balancing. Now, typically, that comes after, kind of great chaos, right? So, the unfortunately, in a lot of ways, the old saying, it always gets worse before it gets better is true. But really what it should say is it always appears to get worse before it gets better. It doesn't always actually get worse. It just sometimes might look like it is going to, and then you see the benefits, okay? I like that it's, these are like all little orbs, showing that your guides are very present all around you, very present during this balancing. I feel like they're in this cave. So you may already be in this energy from this full moon is this deep healing going on. And you're having to kind of check out And what I got right away was you're having to pull away, maybe not intentionally, but you're having to pull away from maybe friend groups, even pull away from maybe extended family, and spending more time kind of hermiting, spending more time processing your own emotions and really learning about who you are and who you are going to be in this new world. Okay. We really are on the precipice of a new earth being created. If you're not seeing that by now, I'm telling you this, by the end of July, you're going to be convinced that this is really happening. We have a lot of doubt a lot of times when we end up in these cycles, these old 3D cycles, right, of our life, where we're like, oh, well, work, sleep, eat, and work, sleep, eat. It's that pattern. Or school, right? School, eat, sleep, school, eat, sleep. And we don't get a break from that. And it can bring doubt that anything magical really is happening in the world. And I'm telling you, you're going to start seeing evidence of that, because this is where you're going to become the lion's gate. There's a real portal back there. There's a lot of light shining in, and these kind of crack in this cave that they're in. Oh no, it's waterfalls. Ooh, but it's interesting. I'm going to stick with that light though, because it's interesting that that's what I saw. It is actually waterfalls, but I am seeing light. I am seeing light coming in. I am seeing a way out of the deep, intense healing when you're done. Okay. You will have a way out. This is your way out. These are, see these as let go of the waterfall. I know that's what she painted, but that's what came to me, is that's a way, that is the future. I just want to make sure I'm getting everything. And yeah, it's just a huge, and if you are, kind of in that energy of wanting a divine partner, of wanting a divine counterpart, the only way to, well, not the only way, you can attract partners, right? But the only way to truly attract a divine counterpart when you're both ready is to achieve this balance within your own energy. Okay. It really is, my camera's like in a weird spot. It really is, if you truly want to attract a partner who gets you from minute one, who respects you, who loves you unconditionally, right? There's no jealousy, there's no doubt, there's no insecurity, then you have to do this process within you first. Okay. And both of you will be doing it. And then when you, and of course it's a constant thing, but there's a lot of deep, deep baggage that we have yet to heal, that we have yet to shed. And when that deep baggage is gone, that's when, and then really the universe, no power of the universe can keep you apart. If you are meant for a divine counterpart, for a divine union in this life, once you have achieved this balance within your energy, it's an immediate magnetism toward each other. Okay. When you're both doing the work. And so Virgo, you have got a lot of work. Your guides are going to be around you, but a lot of, just a lot of inner work where you need to explore more about who you are. And what I heard was, discover new, just not hidden. I don't want to say hidden, because I want newly emerging gifts. Discover newly emerging interests. It's as easy as that. Like people think, oh my God, I don't know what my gifts are. Well, what are you interested in? What do you enjoy doing? Your gift lies in that somewhere. Okay. And so like people, oh, I enjoy singing, just along with the radio. Well, maybe your gift lies in sound healing. Okay. Maybe your gift lies in guided meditation with your voice. It's definitely something with your voice. If the things that you're passionate about are all primarily vocal related. Okay. So I'm not saying that's what it is, Virgo, but that's where you need to go. If you're not sure, I don't know what my gifts are. Well, don't worry about what your gifts are. Do what you love. Do what feeds your soul. And I promise you, you are healing other people by doing it. And of course, if you're doing it, even if you're doing it in the privacy of your own home, right? And no one else sees you, no one else hears you, no one else knows you're doing it. You're raising your own vibration. And that is in itself huge. It's really the only reason we're here. We don't have to even do anything else. But we chose to show up in a bigger way this time, right? We chose to be more, we chose to infiltrate, right? We chose to be more involved versus being the monks in the caves, just keeping the vibration high and not connecting with anybody. We chose to have this connection along with our mission. And so when you share, that gift with other people. Like this lockdown, let me tell you, this last year and a half has actually been a huge blessing for the ascension path. People have really been forced to look at who they are. They've been forced to look at their relationships. They've been forced to leave toxic relationships. They've been given opportunities that they wouldn't have been given before. They have been able to engage in a lot more self-care. And self-care leads to self-love. And that is the whole point of this, you guys. The whole point is to figure out how to unconditionally love yourself, because then that emanates out to the world, and then you ascend. Okay. Once you reach that point, and that's a process, it's going to take a while, but once you reach that point of total unconditional self-love, and you never have a moment where you don't, then you ascend. You're stepping right over the threshold with your physical body. You're going. Okay. That's the whole goal of this. So this is, again, from now into early July. You're probably feeling it already. They're standing in, it's very shallow water. Like it's below their feet. It's just like the ground is a little wet from the waterfall, of course. But, we're seeing it as the light, because when I look at it in the camera, it looks like openings. But when I turned it, I was like, oh, that's waterfalls. But that's okay. We're going to see it as we lock ourselves up, right? We lock ourselves down. We shut down when we're doing intense healing, but there's always a way out of it. Okay. You'll never be stuck in there forever. Even if you do choose to stay in maybe longer than you needed to, it's always a choice. And it is actually always exactly as long as you needed it to last. Okay. People always say, oh, well, I stayed stuck in that relationship longer than I should have. I don't think so. Like even that, okay, so maybe it took a turn and something really awful happened. That awful thing needed to happen to really get your ass moving. Okay. And so you stayed exactly as long as you needed to get the message. When we ignore the message long enough, they drop a piano on your head. I say this all the time. Ignore the whispers, ignore the small signs long enough, and they will give you a drastic sign. Okay. Sometimes and I'll just be brutally honest with you, sometimes it comes in the form of car accidents. Sometimes it comes in the form of severe illness, almost death. Sometimes it comes in the form of near-death experiences, which, it's a misnomer. It's poorly named, because they actually die and then come back. It's not a near death. They actually die. And come back. Sometimes it manifests in losing someone very important to you that you never thought you would lose and that you don't think you can live without. Okay. Either in death or divorce or whatever. Yeah. And so, we need to pay attention, and we're getting better at it. But yeah, I think I want to set this down for now. So I'm looking at that little pot, though. It's interesting. It's just a little pot with the all-seeing eye sitting in the water. I don't know. It's like this little, so there's definitely deep healing going on in your own energy, Virgo. And then this little guy, it's like the collective. It's like, okay, it's okay. You can check out for a while. Your guides are all around you. These little orbs are your guides. There's your way out when you're ready. You can stay in this dark cave as long as you need to do your deep, deep, deep inner healing. Okay. Face your shadows. Be Luke. Be brave. Go in the cave and face yourself. But don't listen to Yoda. Remember, he tells him you're not going to need your lightsaber in there. But Luke just kind of smirks at him and takes it anyway. You don't need your lightsaber. You don't need to have your armor on. You don't need to be armed. Okay, because you're going in to look at yourself and to remember the parts of you that you've lost, the parts of you that you have denied, the parts of you that need love. That's all they need. They don't need to be beheaded like Luke does. That wasn't the point of him going in there. But what this is saying is take all the time you need. The collective ascension will be there. This all-seeing eye, this little teeny pot is like, here I am, but I'm not going anywhere. I'll still be here. It's okay to take a break. It's okay to put you first. Your energy, that's your job. Your only job is to heal yourself. Okay, you don't even have any obligation to this collective. Yes, you signed up for this mission, but you signed up to just be present, because your very frequency is bringing about the ascension. Okay, so that's that one. Let's move on, because we will clarify these more too. So mid-July, the blessed green, it's very green, very heart chakra-y. Also very Gaia, very nature, right? Very just life in general comes through as green. Guard and protect the sacred waters of life. Now we can go back to this one and see that as waterfall again. So it's perfect that this comes up next as the next step, right? Because once you're done with this, right, you can go out when we see these as openings, as way out through the waterfalls, and guarding and protecting the sacred waters of life. I just want to look at this for a minute. There's a beautiful bird above her head. She's holding the chalice. Let's look it up because I love Cheryl's interpretations and her meanings, her intention. Let's see what her intention was for this. All right. She painted this full-size painting in 1993. Oh, the cat. Oh, I was going to see if you could see her. She's right there. Anyway, my light is falling. Come on, cat. Not helping. So the message is go deep into the holy well of your subconscious. You have the power to heal and regenerate. So this is more, Isis, more deep healing. Yeah, you're bugging me. Water was venerated because it bubbled up from the body of the goddess and was believed to contain her wisdom and healing powers. What goddess are they saying? Are they talking about Gaia? So this is definitely talking about more deep, like this is definitely really going deep in, hermiting, going into the cave, checking out, disconnecting, and not feeling guilty about it. Okay, engage in a lot of self-care, Virgo, because you are going to start to emerge, but then you're going to be doing more, you're going to be sharing more of your gifts, which I was talking about in here. And so, and I do feel like it's more Gaia, like there's a lot of Gaia connection. Let me read here. The guardians of the holy well would perform the ritual dressing of the well. Sorry. Of the well with flowers as a sign of devotion. Cat, and well, you can't do that, honey. You don't get to disrupt the video like that. Appreciation of the sacred fluid. Okay, I know what's going on here. Okay, cool. This was usually performed by 3 maidens. In the painting, the druid priestess holds the green grail of regeneration in front of one of these old Cornish shrines. Okay. The ancient alchemists considered green the color of divinity, while in ecclesiastic symbolism, the Benedicta Veriditas is the color of Holy Spirit. So green is very symbolic here. You may want to wear green. You may want to surround yourself with green, get some green crystals, something like that. Just, allow yourself to surrender to the power of the color, the healing color. Okay. All colors are healing in some way. See, she messed up my home. But it's very divine feminine. I think we're going to get more clarification on the next card. So I'm not going to go because I'm not getting a ton, but I like how she's looking up. So she's venerating the sacred fluid of Gaia, the water bubbling out of Gaia, yet she's looking up. And so it's more balance, like there's a lot of balancing coming in, right? So she is the pillar of light right now. She's grounded to Gaia. She's venerating Gaia's sacred fluid. Water is also emotional healing, right? Lots of emotional healing going on. But she is also remembering that she is source. Okay, yeah, we can say we're connected to source. We are source. We are little avatars. We're little fingerlings of source. We are source. It's like a drop of water. If you analyze a drop of water under a microscope, that is what the entire ocean is. We are what source is. We may feel smaller and be in these tiny little physical bodies, but under a microscope, our energy, we are everything source is. Okay, we're not missing anything. We like to pile a bunch of shit on top of it, but we're not missing anything. We are pure source energy. And so it's another big message about just grounding into Gaia may help physically, grounding into nature. Obviously, that's always good advice. And so, going outside, if you can't go outside for some reason, you can bring the energy of Gaia in, wherever you are, even in a little office cubicle in the mall, wherever you happen to be. All right, let's move on though. Let's see. And so late July up to the Lion's Gate, break free, regain your youth and fly. I love that she has purple hair. I love that. She's still in. Notice how there's still, I do feel like July is going to be a lot of hermiting and deep inner healing for you, Virgo, because there's a lot of in the dark cave, not in a bad way. But see how they're all they're really, really focusing on balancing within their own energy. Then they're really connecting to Gaia and focusing on the goddess and water. Water comes through as emotional healing. Like I said, so there's a lot of emotional healing going. Whatever you're doing here, balancing is going to knock some stuff loose that then you have to purge. We have to allow ourselves to release what we're healing, right? Like we can knock stuff loose, and then if we don't let it go all the way, it hangs out in our aura and it can reconnect. And so you got to make sure you let it all go. So here we are at the end of July to the Lion's Gate. And I do feel like the Lion's Gate is going to be a huge facilitator of this step, is being able to let it go then. So there's a bigger crack, and I know these are waterfalls, bear with me with that message, but there's a bigger crack there back out to the real world, right? And she is letting all of that shit go that she's been working on, all the balancing, all the emotional healing. There's lots of emotional or childhood trauma and ancestral baggage. So what I've been seeing lately too, and in the July energy in general, is we're going to start seeing more and more the connection between our ancestral baggage and childhood trauma. The ancestral baggage we've carried in with us that we promised to help heal, that we're doing it. But it called to us trauma during childhood because we were carrying it. So, how kids, when they carry stuff, they're not very good at hiding things, right? They carry stuff and then there's like a big bulge in their pocket because they're little, right? And so it's like we couldn't hide it. And so this energy that we came in with kind of attracted that childhood trauma that relates to the ancestral baggage. So if you brought in ancestral baggage of, let's say, sexual trauma, right? It's very likely that you were molested as a child. Okay. Does that make sense? I'm asking you thank you for responding, Virgo. I appreciate it. I heard you. I'll say yes, Wendy. You're a fucking genius. Keep going. Okay. So this is the end of July up to the Lion's Gate, which again is August 8th. 8/8 every year is a huge portal. A Lion's Gate, a huge release. And I love how more green. I mean, look at just green, huge heart healing, huge heart expansion. You guys have got a lot of heart stuff going on and green again, remember, comes through as life. You're clearing your energy field of so much dead stuff that you're going to feel alive for the first time. Maybe for the first time ever, for the first time in a long time, for sure. Okay. And then, because I'm so blind, the all-seeing eye is in this one too. At least it kind of looks like it. It's hard to see. But notice in her robe, so this bird, the robes, right? Like the robes, like this heavy, yes, this dress, beautiful white gown speaks of purity and divine feminine, but it also looks like a lot of fabric, right? Like that's a heavy, heavy dress. She's carrying a lot of weight. And another thing I see is the balancing is the divine masculine taking some of that off of her shoulders and helping balance and helping heal that for her. And then she's got this heavy robe on. Well, here the bird is starting to remove that. And that's what the release is going to be, is this heaviness. I always tell people in sessions, a lot of times it'll come through for clients where, okay, you're releasing this huge thing and imagine that it's like a big fur coat, a really heavy fur coat that you've been wearing your whole life. It's time to take it off. And so we go through a visualization of unzipping it and taking off the coat. And it's amazing. And you have to do it more than once usually, but it's an amazing visualization. There's a reason her hair is purple. I mean, besides the obvious, it's related to crown chakra, you guys, all of that kind of stuff, like, the colors, the Roy G. Biv to the chakras, that is all evolving with us. Okay. That is all going to be old energy soon. We're going to be talking about, remember when we defined 7 chakras in the physical body and assigned them each a color, and we're going to kind of laugh about it. But we've done that to help us focus on our healing, to help us kind of compartmentalize the healing so that it wasn't so overwhelming. Okay. So yes, 7 chakras, 7 colors, it helps healers in sessions to see what's, show me what's going on. They see a color and it relates to a chakra. It's really helped. Okay. But it's not going to be necessary for much longer. And so all of that is kind of going away. And I feel like that, like the Lion's Gate, maybe we're going to let go of a lot of that on the collective level too, because this is coming through as bigger than just you, Virgo, no offense, but it's, yes, you're going to be releasing, like notice too, that bird is starting to take it, and the sleeve that he's starting to take, if you can see, there's a beautiful landscape showing up. It's like a brand new start, right? A brand new land, a brand new life, a brand new, a new landscape, a new everything. So, but she's still holding on to the robe. So she's ready for him to start, releasing, but it's a process. And so the Lionsgate portal is going to come through and really help with that. So what do I want to do? Oh, I almost forgot to. I'm going to do it. Okay. So I'm going to get Cheryl's other deck here, which is just beautiful. Art Through the Starstream Oracle. Okay, if you can read that. It's kind of hard to read. Sorry, that first deck is actually called Art Through the Eyes of the Soul Oracle. They're very closely related to each other. I like to use them together because it makes sense. They're just a beautiful, beautiful. That is one of her works of art. I don't read reverse, so I don't concern myself too much with that, but they're gilded. They're like both decks are gilded all around. They're just gorgeous. Let's get some clarification and expansion on each of these messages, please, Spirit. In the highest good of Virgo, of everyone watching and everyone who resonates with this reading. Always. Let's get some clarification on the early July, mid-July, and end. All right. The whole deck was upside down by the time it was done. Okay. So to clarify this beautiful balancing of the feminine and masculine, and the feminine, I wanted to say too, that was coming through big time too, is the masculine in the world. I mean, we got your individual message, Virgo, but in the collective, right, in the bigger picture, as within, so without, right, micro, macro, it's going to be shown as men really remembering what it's like to be a divine man again. I mean, that's been a long time coming, and we're not flawless. Women, we have it's been 50-50. We have definitely had a part in that, in, allowing us to be repressed and allowing the masculine, I don't want to say negative qualities, but the qualities of divine masculine to become inflated, the ego, the action, the aggression, all of it. And so this speaks to that, the men, kind of calming if you think of it as Beauty and the Beast, the men, shedding that beast side, but the women also standing in their power and them coming into perfect harmony. And so clarifying that is another beautiful divine couple, the Song of Branwen. Sing Even If Your Heart Is Breaking. It's number 43, if that means anything to me, which breaks down to 7, which is a message always to me that your guides are with you. Remember, these orbs are your guides. They never leave you. Branwen, though, I know who that is, and I can never remember. Sing Even If Your Heart Is Breaking. So what does that mean? Coming on the heels of this balancing. So what I'm getting is, still, yes, self-care, yes, rest, yes, deep inner work, disconnect, hermit, whatever you can do, as much as you can do. Don't beat yourself up if you can't completely. I get it if you have a job. Oh my gosh, like function as much as you need to. When you can, have downtime. And I mean, like, no, if you have to have a device on, have it on a sound healing frequency or something, okay, a meditation of some sort. But try to get out into nature and just listen to the birds and the trees and do that kind of meditation. But what this is saying is that you're going to be cultivating your gifts as well. Where I was talking about singing, which is crazy that came through then. I happen to be a singer, classically trained, and then this is so much about singing and the voice. Remember, we were talking about that voice thing. For a lot of us, our mission lies with our voice and speaking our truth. Well, for everybody, it involves standing in your truth and speaking your truth. But for a lot of us, our bigger mission is more of that, more actual speaking, like on stage, like on YouTube. that kind of thing. And so I love how this is so very red, but red and gold, which is very royal, a very royal combination. But red, if we want to still stick with the chakras as they are now, that's very root chakra. And so there's going to be a lot of all the symbolism. There is going to be a lot of, during this time, there's going to be a lot of kind of fear of survival. What can I live without? What can I let go of and still survive? Is going to be a lot of flushing out of that kind of thing. Like, how much can I simplify my life and still be me? And the cool thing is you can simplify your life all the way down to almost nothing. And then you become more you. But you don't have to. That doesn't mean getting rid of all your belongings. That's not what I mean by that. It means just making life less complicated in whatever that looks like, however that looks to you, okay? Whatever package that comes in. I'm going to do it again because I haven't used these two decks in a while, but I'm curious as to the, here we go. Lack of communication can lead to discord. Talk to the people involved and use your mediation skills to head off the downward spiral before it gains too much momentum. I don't feel like that pertains to you, so we're going to ignore that, but it does talk about the cauldron behind her. The cauldron of immortality was not the answer. Bran and Branwen were good gods of music and song. Oh, that's beautiful. So they're essentially gods of the arts, right? Of those types of gifts, those types of artists. They seem to be giants or titans on the earth, while their half-brothers may have had mixed genetics, causing some of the very human events in this tragic tale. Bran was a peacemaker and used diplomacy where he could, but it was casting pearls before swine. I don't know what that means. Eventually, the brother and sister were caught up in the actions of others. Even titans can be brought down. And so, I'm glad I read that because I kind of don't want to take any of that, really. I see a divine union here, not a brother and sister. Yes, it's Bran and Branwen, but the message coming through is just more balancing for the divine masculine and the divine feminine, okay? They were punished for what they did. Now they're healing, right? Like that was eons ago. So now in this reality, this divine feminine, and they were part of that, that discord back then between male and female, between God and human. I mean, all of the division, and it's healing now. And so this root, this red, this just kind of blood red is helping that energy of the world, whatever they left here, whatever they created or whatever they lent their energy to, right, is healing now. This kind of, if you want to think of it, even though I hate the label, but this kind of narcissism toward humanity, toward each other, this kind of, this superiority, right? Yeah. It's all healing. It's all healing. I want to keep moving because we're going to get even more clarification on that. So don't worry. So clarifying this mid-July for you, Virgo, this whole venerating Gaia, the waters of Gaia, emotional healing. Touch the grail. Your goal is within reach. It's number 45. 9, end of a cycle. We'll take it. Your goal is within reach. Absolutely. And I immediately got like, you're not even going to have to reach that far. Immediately because I'm looking at the picture, I'm like, she's really hyper extending herself to reach that goal. You're not going to have to. You're not going to have to reach. It's going to fall right down to you. Yes, your goal is within reach. It's going to fall into your lap because you were brave enough to embark on this healing. And again, you don't really have a choice, Virgo, so embrace it. And, I was military for a decade. And we have a saying in the military, it's embrace the suck. And whatever you think of the military, which I'm healing a lot around that energy, very low vibe 3D, right? Hopefully we won't need that entity much longer. But whatever you may think, it's a great saying, embrace the suck. And I had I was watching a friend's video and she actually said, embrace the yuck. And I was like, yeah, we're definitely there. Embrace the yuck, y'all, because this is a reward, right? Like you have worked hard. You've healed. You're healing a huge collective energy that has caused division between men and women, right? And between human and human. You don't even have to know each other, right? Like men and women, there's just this, it's like women versus men. And it's been like that. And so we're going to heal that. We're going to heal that. This kind of energy that I wouldn't say they started it or created it, but they didn't help any, right? This brother and sister. And so this is a divine union coming through. just showing the path of healing. Okay. Just showing the story of the healing. And so then you've got this beautiful goddess, coming through about the, just heart healing, the huge heart expansion, the heart opening, the feeling more connected to Gaia, the feeling more centered, right? Like she is grounded into Gaia and centered into source, just remembering who she is and what she is. And that is going to get you to a reward. Okay. And I know for me, I always say, they're just little, just give me something little instead of this bam, 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 and no break in between. Right. And, that's all we need sometimes. It's just a little reward. Like, okay, I just realized my gifts are like on a whole new level. Great. That's what I got from this last healing. Okay. I'm going to run with that. I'm going to keep going. Okay. And so remember, she's finally releasing stuff, but she's still holding on a little bit, but it's at least starting to go. It's starting to crack off. It's starting to be released to the cosmos. Okay. And so then you get this wake the divine masculine, you guys. Rebirth of the green man. You've got so much green, and this green, and then this is coming on the heels of this. So much green, and he is beautiful. Wake the divine masculine. Seriously, the men are waking up, and the masculine within you. What does this tell me? Whether you're a man or a woman, you are coming into an energy of doing. Now, I know we say, oh, we're not human doings, we're human beings. We came here to do some shit, you guys. Yes, we came here to be. And if that's all you want, then great. Be. Join the monks in Tibet and don't connect to anybody and just be. Great. I totally respect that. There are people with that mission. You are coming into an energy of waking that action, okay? That confidence, that strength, that you have all these beautiful ideas. You're starting to make more room for your gifts to develop, for ideas to come in, for your mission, for more clarity on your mission. Like that is all going to be flowing in as this releases. All of this stuff's going to flow in. This light out here is going to flow in, and it's going to bring the information that you need to move to the next level. Okay. And so it's not just releasing. It's releasing that makes room for your soul and the light within you, that the light that you are, to expand into the physical body more. Okay. So you've got this, and then you've got this, like you're going to be ready by the Lion's Gate. You're going to be ready to act on all these beautiful ideas that you've been cultivating within the feminine. See, this is, going inward, going hermiting. It's very feminine energy because it's very introverted. It's very cerebral, kind of, if you think of it that way, because we're not moving our physical bodies, right? So we're just in our own energy. Cerebral is not quite right, but you know what I mean? It's very internal. Okay. And so you're really very much in the feminine energy, and you're coming out toward the end of this time period, these 5-6 weeks, ready to move, ready to act, ready to do something, ready to shift maybe you're going to be ready to shift your life in a big way. You're going to make a decision that is going to shift your life in a huge way. Okay. That is in a good way. And you're just going to know that that's what you have to do. There will be no doubt in your mind. Okay. So let's keep going. I do want to. All right. So I've got my Sacred Traveler deck, which is my favorite deck. So we're going to pull one more for each of these rows. One more clarification, kind of final message for each time period. Please, Spirit, in the highest good of everyone watching, of everyone who resonates with the sign of Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, or whatever, in their highest good always. Let's just get a final message for each row, and then we'll get an overall kind of wrap up card, and then I'll do an animal spirit. I need to grab that deck. Forgot to grab the deck for the animal spirit. And so one more for each of these, please, Spirit. Yeah. Okay. They all came out upside down. I'm not going to care about that. Okay, so yeah, this is what I thought. So you're going to be in this healing, in this deep, deep place of inner healing. Probably already there or going there. And then, healing this big you're lending to this big, huge collective healing of this division between men and women. By healing the masculine and feminine within you, you are doing a lot for the collective. And so desert passage. So after a big healing, we tend to go through a period of integration where there's not a lot, like we don't have a lot of motivation. We are kind of listless. We want to potato, as my kids always say, I'm going to potato today, meaning they don't want to move. That when you have days like that, you're integrating something. And so when you make energy, when you make room, when you push something out and you've made more room for your soul to expand, it will automatically, it's always filling in wherever it can. Okay. And when you push more stuff out, it's automatically filling it in, right? Filling in the space. And that takes you to a place where you're like, I got to get used to this, what this feels like, this new frequency that I'm emitting now, this new frequency that I am now. And so you go into what I call the desert, where you just don't have motivation to really do a whole lot. And you just want to be, and you want to engage in a lot of, not even necessarily self-care, but just serious, like potatoing, like binging Netflix and eating comfort foods. I seriously, I don't ever beat yourself up for needing that. Our physical bodies are evolving. We are going to evolve out of, any foods that are not good for our bodies. But that's a process, and we're not going to be able to give all that up overnight. We're just not. And so when you are in a place where you just really need a soda or whatever, is deemed evil now, right? The bad foods, or you need some McDonald's. Oh my God, do it. I will never judge. Don't judge yourself. Okay. When you're, and you'll know too, if you partake, right. And you do feel better afterwards, then you needed it. Whatever it was about it, you needed it. And so you're heading into the desert. Okay. Coming into right now, like this, the story's unfolding. So this is going to be right before this kind of new realization of experiencing Gaia, of going out into nature more, of, really kind of embracing an emotional purge. Okay. You're going to come into that, and it's not going to be like, I just see that this is going to be really good. Like, it's going to feel really good. It's going to be beautiful. You're going to embrace it. You're going to let the emotions flow. It's not going to be like we think of as a tower moment. That's what you're doing here. Okay. But even this is not like, we're not, and there goes my throat. Always tells me when I'm on the right track. We're not, we're no longer in that energy of having to go through these intense healings where we want to die, where we don't know if we're going to survive it. We're kind of through all that. Now, you might know, some of you, I don't know, I can't speak for everybody individually, but collectively, as the light workers, those of us who have been doing this well, we're through all of that. Okay. And so when the healings come, we embrace them now. Maybe we're not surrendering completely, but we're getting better at it. Okay. And so you're going to be in the desert, where you're going to be integrating, where you're going to have very low motivation to do anything. Do the thing. I would say, if you have a job, if you can take time off, do it. Now is the time. If you can't, then go to work and do the bare minimum, to not get fired. I'm not telling you to not perform at your jobs, you guys. Do what you can. Do what you can, function as much as you can. And then when you're at home or on your own or alone or away from all the have-tos and the responsibilities, then just allow yourself to be. And know that the low motivation, you don't need an antidepressant. Okay. Eat the comfort foods, binge watch the Netflix, right? And just let yourself integrate this new energy. You're doing it. Okay. And you may find that the things that you want to do, when each desert period, integration period comes along, becomes more of a high vibe list versus I'm going to watch horror movies. Then all of a sudden you may want to not watch horror movies and watch uplifting movies, or watch an uplifting TV show or something like that, right? The things that make you feel, the comfort things that you used to have are likely already changing. They're going to change even more. Okay. So then we come to the mid-July. Let's let the story unfold. Beautiful inner healing, divine, masculine, feminine, big time healing, integration period. And then you come into this emotional purge, which is going to be amazing. I promise you, it's going to feel amazing. It's going to be delicious. You're going to want to pour chocolate syrup all over it. I promise. And then you get a reward. And then guess what comes right after the reward? Grace and gratitude. Through gratitude, joy expands. Every time we go through this process of healing and then coming to the other side and looking back and going, holy shit, I did it. I healed that. And now I can move forward. And it's so fucking exciting. We realize how grateful we truly are for this life, for this process, for this journey, for this opportunity to go through this with humanity and really grow our souls at the same time. Like, you're going to reach a whole new level of gratitude. And when you are at a whole new level of gratitude, guess what happens? Things just come in. Abundance follows when you can be in gratitude. And when you get this, after the emotional healing, and you get this little kind of reward that falls into your lap, or something good, right? A feel good thing. And you feel this new level of gratitude, it's going to be immediately followed by some sort of abundance coming through. Okay. I'm seeing that very clearly, because this is really, and look at her, how she's like commanding the little wind spirit. Like, it's, a lot of your, excuse me, the water. After this little reward, this little reward might be you realizing that your gifts have gone up to a whole new level. And, she's like commanding the element of wind. So it might be that might be what, something like that. Okay. So you're beginning to release big, big stuff. This heavy cloak that you've been wearing for a long time, awakening the divine masculine, which means you're at the gate, right? You're at the gate and you're just waiting for them to open it. You're waiting for the universe to open it. And this is when they open it, okay? Because you're going to be there. When you start releasing, we start to feel that kind of urgency, and it's more of a anticipation. So it's like, oh, I feel like I'm ready to go do something now, and maybe something out of my comfort zone. Who knows? But it's going to be it's going to feel very natural. We're like, okay, I'm ready. I've been herbiting long enough. I'm ready to go. And then this last card, right before the end of the story, the last card is uncovering treasure. Beneath the surface lies great bounty, more abundance, you guys. I feel like so at the end of each of these time periods, you've got this beautiful integration period where you can just chill. Again, as much as you can. I get it. Okay, I get it. We like to eat, right? We have to make money. Currently, right? We're going to be able to live and not worry about these things soon. And then you've got gratitude and gratitude. Like, it's just this beautiful, or abundance. Sorry, that's what I meant to say. So you've got this beautiful chill period where you can just be as much as you can. And then you've got the grace and abundance coming in, and like huge amounts of abundance. So this might be a smaller thing. Like I said, I feel like it's this little gift. This little gift is dropped in your lap. You don't have to reach that far. I saw that right away. Your guides were like, well, she won't have to, you, Virgo, will not have to stretch this far to get this. Okay. You don't need to do that. It's coming down. It's coming down. She doesn't need to be doing that because it's coming down, or she's raising up toward it. And so then you've got this little, like, your gifts ticking up to the next level, or some small, it's going to be big enough for you to notice and be aware and be like, oh, okay, thank you, universe. I am grateful for this. It's going to get you to that next level of gratitude, because then you're getting that beginning to release big stuff, that getting that fire under your ass, right? To really do stuff. And that is going to bring in a huge, I see these floodgates opening and abundance just flowing in for you, Virgo. Okay. But this has come the Lion's Gate, right? Like Lion's Gate 8-8. Okay. I'm going to do a wrap up. I don't know if I will do it. I might just intuit a spirit animal for you. I just let the guides tell me, you guys. Okay. So let's get a final wrap up card from this Earth Magic deck. I hope this is resonating, Virgo. You've got a journey ahead of you, but isn't that, man, has it not been? Has it not been quite the journey already? Lordy. And so you have got a lot of rewards and abundance and beautiful shit coming in. You just have to commit to the healing, right? And again, like I said, you don't really have a choice. So the more you can embrace it, like, they're going to push you through it. Your guides love you so much. They never leave. They're right here. They're always there. They love you so much that if it ever when it gets to the points, and I've been there, you guys, where they're like, shit, she's not going to do it. She's not going to do it. We got to push her. We got to push her and pull her and throw her over the cliff. And they've had to do that. I still get there. I still get there. It just hurts more. So totes up to you, Virgs, because we're all being pushed to it. Kicking and screaming, or, crying for joy and spreading our own wings. We're all getting there because it's time. And so, unfortunately, whatever doesn't kill you is going to make you stronger, and you'll find yourself there with everybody else. And yes, you'll have a more colorful story, but will it be worth it? Will it be worth it when you can just surrender? Allow yourself this period. Like, I feel you resisting this, right? Like beating yourself up, feeling guilty about taking time for you, because maybe you feel like I know I'm there, and I have Virgo in my chart, one of my main 4. And I know I've been there where I'm like, oh, well, I can't, oh man, I should really, okay. I've been resting so much, like the last 8 years since I began this awakening. I feel like my guides have been telling me, just rest, just rest, just rest. Self-care, self-care, self-care. And I asked once very recently, when are you going to stop telling me to engage in self-care? And my guide said, when you fucking get it right. When you're doing it enough. Because I'm not. None of us is, I promise you. Allow yourself this period, even if you feel like it's all you've been doing. Now you're really going to dig in and go, okay, I'm going to do stuff. I'm not just going to lay here and feel sorry for myself. I'm going to do stuff that makes me feel good. Watch things that make you feel good, eat things that make you feel good, and engage in activities that make you feel good. But I highly encourage you to try and embrace the solitude of this part of the journey. Because when we, some people, they feel like they need people around them all the time, and that can muddy the waters, especially when you're integrating a brand new frequency. We tend to, there's always one in the group. Maybe I'm seeing this for some of you, specifically Virgo, but they're going to be energy vampires, and you're going to be raw and vulnerable, because every time we up level, we have to reevaluate our boundaries, right? You're going to be very exposed. And if you think you need, and if you do, obviously do it. If that makes you feel good, then do it. Just know that you're going to have energy vampires trying to take that beautiful new frequency out of your energy. Okay. Now they can't really, right? Unless we let them. So just be aware that the solitude is important for that phase. If you don't like being alone, there's something there. There's something. We should all enjoy solitude. We should all embrace solitude. The cat is back. All right, let's get a final wrap-up card before she starts moving the laptop again. One beautiful wrap-up card for Virgo, please. Mountain strength, dudes. She's moving the computer. Sorry, she's loving on it. You have everything you need. You are strong enough to get through this. And again, like I said, I'm seeing a lot of rewards and abundance and good stuff. I'm really sorry about the laptop. Stop it. Stop it. All right, you come here. Well, okay. Yeah. Stinker. Okay. So yeah, Mountain. She's a stinker. Don't feel sorry for her. She got me too. I can feel it. Do you want out? I'm almost done. So yeah, beautiful wrap up. You have everything you need. You have everything you need. So I don't even trying to decide if I need to do a spirit animal for you guys. Well, let's see. We've got white doves and a dragon. And that's funny because I was actually thinking dragon. There is actually very few. You have 2 white doves. You have 3 doves. Peace, love. I mean, remember, wasn't it a dove? I don't think it was maybe not a dove, but I just thought about the bird who brought the branch to Noah on the ark, so they knew that there was land nearby. The new earth. Okay, so you've got the dove and a dragon as a spirit animal, very strong right now. The dragon, of course, the dragon is strength. Not that a dove doesn't have strength, but the dove is more of a messenger, bringing a message of hope, bringing a message of there is something better coming, and you're heading in the right direction. Okay, so that's what these doves are telling you. You've got 3 of them because she's got one. I'm pretty sure that's one above her head. And then that one I just showed you. And then this one up, yeah, that's a dove up there. Okay, so that's definitely coming through as your spirit animal. I mean, you guys, this is the end of the story. This is coming to the lion's gate, is this abundance, this treasure that you never even knew you could access. You're going to be open to it. You're going to be like, whoo, because you will have gotten to this point of action, of doing something, of engaging in your mission, of taking that next step, of really owning your power. You're going to be more in your masculine. So I feel like for a lot of you, Virgo, I mean, let's be honest, Virgo is the virgin, right? And so very feminine. You are going to be finding the balance in that and allowing more of your masculine to come through, allowing more of your masculine to take on some of this burden, that heavy nightgown. Ain't nobody got time for that. How can she move in that? And so awakening the divine masculine, I mean, you're going to be really stepping into your masculine, men and women and anything that you resonate with, okay? Whatever you refer to yourself as, we all have masculine and feminine energy within us. Okay, this is going to be about bringing more of your masculine forward, speaking more of your truth, standing up for yourself. This whole journey is going to be an emotional healing, a deep inner healing. And remember, we talked about at the beginning, the childhood trauma from ancestral baggage. That's a lot of what you're healing. That is going to make room for you to speak your truth and stand in your power. Okay, Virgo? And bring in abundance. Hugely. Because you are the mountain. You're stronger than you think. Okay, you are stronger than you think. You're not just a maiden. You're not just a maiden. You are divine. Divine feminine, divine masculine, perfect balance of it. We're getting there, you guys. We're getting there. All right, I hope this helped. I hope you got some nuggets of wisdom. If you feel like somebody could benefit, if you know someone who's got Virgo in their chart, please share, like, subscribe, do what you do. I would love that. This is a pretty new channel, and so I would love to have a lot of subscribers, but really I'm going to keep putting the messages out there for whoever needs them. I've got 64 subscribers right now, and I love every single one of you. Thank you for being here. Thank you so much. If that's all I ever get, I will keep pumping out these messages for you 64, I promise, because I love doing this. I love doing this. I love bringing these messages through. And it's one of my favorite gifts that I have unlocked and developed. So thank you so much for hanging in there with me. I know it's an hour, coming up on an hour. I appreciate your time. Again, I hope this helps. Don't be afraid of July. You guys have everything you need, I promise. It's going to be, it might feel a little bit like 2 steps forward, 1 step back, but at least it's 2 steps forward and only 1 step back. Okay. And remember, allow yourself to engage in this part of the process. Okay, allow yourself to just hermit and potato when you need to. Okay, that's going to be, oh my goodness, my poor microphone. That's going to be like somewhere around the end of the first week of July-ish for a lot of you. Okay, so just FYI. All right, I love you. Thank you so much. And I will turn my mouse back on because the cat turned it on. I will see you for your August reading. Thank you, Virgo.